In case your parents never told you, teen situation, story, people only have the meaning you give to. When I was 7 years old, my parents thought it would be a great idea for me to be a couple months with my grandma, who lived very close to the school. So was a safe place, right? But they forget she has son, my uncle. He also was there, very adult man. You know, my grandma used to have this beautiful backyard with a bunch of fruits, a mango tree, different type of orange, papaya, pineapple, was a lot of fruits, so I love it. After school, guess what? I was so excited to be at the backyard, pick up in the fresh fruits and eat. So my uncle learned my routine, and one day he showed up and like, oh, let me peel the orange for you. And he peeled one orange for me. And I was coming back and he's like, hold on. And I look at him and he removed his pee-pee. He's like, look at. And I know that was wrong. I was like, I never see this. What is this? And I get really shy. I get really uncomfortable. Look, I ran away. I was like, that was weird, but I was really afraid to tell my grandma, and she said I was lying. As you expect, happening again. I was there eating my fruits, and he came and showed me again, but this time he asked me to touch. He's like, give me your hands. Don't be scared, touch. I say no, and I run away. I was like, this might happen again, and I need to have a plan. And he was like 62, tall man, and I was just this 7 years old gal. I was afraid to tell anybody, so I had a plan. I went to the backyard, I came back, normal time, went to the backyard, eating my fruits, but this time, I was prepared. I went to the fresh pepper. My grandma used to have all different type of fresh pepper, and the one was red, very thin and red. She was very spicy. So I grabbed this pepper on my hands. I put a lot, and I was there just chilling, just waiting for him to come. And then when he came, he removed his pee-pee, and he's like, look at. And I was like, Mari, you can do it, you can do it. I remember I was like, literally, I'm like, you're gonna do this, yeah, we're gonna do, think in my mind, you know, and plan to run right after. And he's like, touch it, don't be scared, touch it. And I grab with my two hands, full of pepper. This man started screaming. And my grandma was, what happened? I run to her, I said, I don't know, ask him. He never showed me his pee-pee again, never. Later on, I was already adult, he died, heart attack. And everybody was like, oh, crying. I was there. I didn't cry a bit. And we find out he did this to other kids as well. Not necessarily our family, but he did in the neighborhoods, and other kids speak up. So be careful if you're tired. I personally believe the only safe spot, it's with the mother. For real. The safest part for kids is with the mothers. And you might ask me, Mari, how the situation affects you? Not much. I didn't give much meaning to, because I also have selective memory. I only remember things that make me feel good. My memory is so good, like at this point, that when things are bad, I don't remember. I can't completely delete it. And the reason I remember the situation is because now I can laugh about it, about the spice thing I think was so fun. If I don't have that part, I'll probably not even remember. Do you know what I mean? And if something similar happened to you, or worse or less, I'm sorry, that was not your fault. No child deserves going to that. But things happen. You know, happen in my family, in your family, everywhere, unfortunately. There are people so sick. If I was a president, men who abuse child,